Jason Burmis here in crazy DC traffic. Right now, so many of these streets are closed off that it is going to be almost an impossibility for people just coming in to navigate um, into DC. That's a promise. I mean, right now, I'm doing a little bit better than I was 20 minutes ago, but obviously, as you can see, we're moving pretty slow. I realize that the window is blown out, so you really can't see behind me. But let's talk about what's been going down here in DC so far. I just spent some time around the corner from where that rally was going on at the W Bar, and I got to tell you, I felt a lot of love, guys. I felt a lot of love, and I just want to say I love you guys out there because without you, I could not do this. That is a reality, and so many people. I mean, you guys watched that live stream. You saw how many people approached. I mean, people handed me money. Okay, so I took a little bit of time off. I went over. I was talking to one of the original members of the Lone Lantern Society. Shout out to Gary Franchi because, you know, Franchi, I was talking to him and I was asking him last night if he was going to be in DC. And he said, look, I can't make it. I'm spending time with my family. We got to do this. And I said, look, man, family first. Family 100% first. And he said, but my buddy's going to be there, Chad. And he was an original member. So as I was talking to another group of people, I noticed Chad. I saw him with a stroller and his wife, and I pointed to him and I said, hey man, what's up? And he recognized me immediately. We had a great talk. We then went over to the W Bar with another couple that recognized me, and then yet another, you know, we interviewed the New York City fireman in that first video who credited Loose Change with waking him up, right? Now, again, that's not the mainstream narrative that if you watch Loose Change, you might actually think that it's factually correct in many aspects and that it's woken up the asleep, even in New York City, even in the fire department, even in the first responder realm, okay? So he was over there and we were just having a good time. Big surprise, one of my buddies from Oneonta, yes, Oneonta, New York, who I have been friends with for 20 plus years now, literally probably 99, 21, 22 years, we've known each other. He came up and I saw him and he came over and I was just so happy to see my man Bolger. Shout out to Sean, because I haven't seen him since I left New York, you know, and he's one of the few, you know, really thinking human beings that I've known for a very long time, even pre 9/11. This was the guy that was telling me that precious metals were important. This was the guy that had gold and silver and would actually pay sometimes at the bar with silver half dollars or dollars, you know what I'm saying? Half ounces and ounces. And it just warmed my heart that I was going to see somebody that maybe wasn't, you know, a fan or wasn't somebody I knew from the alternative media realm, but somebody who I considered 100% like an actual friend, a relationship that I've had for a very, very, very long time. So it really warmed my heart, guys. It really did. And let's talk about started playing. And if you watch my you know that as soon as it starts playing, what happens? The video can get taken down. I can get a copyright strike. I'll have to take my channel down. So I didn't do that. I will be back in DC after I go and I drop my car. I would have stayed, but people are so worried here that not only did some hotels shut down, the Omni Shoreham was not open, totally shut down. I believe the Harrington, other one, totally shut down. But parking, literal parking garages, guys, places where you have to go. Usually they're 24 hours so you can pull your car out. They told me 4:30. No, we close at 4:30. And luckily I got there minutes before 4 because they were even going to close before then. I couldn't have got my car. That's how nuts it is here. And it's tough to tell again because everything looks white and blown out, but there was a huge crowd behind me. Obviously, I'm right now in the middle of so much traffic. I mean, so much traffic that these trips are going to be in what I'm planning for the evening, guys. I've already been contacted by quite a few people, right? Wristflex, shout out to her. You've seen, if you're a rock fan, our interview together, or if you saw us on the eve of the first rally weeks ago. I'm really excited to see her. I'm really excited to hopefully do an interview on my channel. Kara Castronova is going to be out here right now. Pat Miletich is on he is in Ohio as of about half an hour, 40 minutes ago. So that's a good 6 hours out, depending on where he is in Ohio. And I'm just seeing so many people and so much stream, especially when I listen to the radio throughout the further away I got from Iowa, then I got past Illinois. I mean, Illinois had some pretty disturbing message as well. Am I getting beeped at? See,
there's a slowdown ahead.
Oh, I know there's a slowdown ahead, but it just got into such propagandaville that here in DC and in Maryland, where I'm, sorry about that, folks, we got kicked off here. You want to take your temperature twice a day, according to these commercials. Sorry about the buffer, guys. I just switched over the data plan to the second SIM card, but it still looks like the frame rate is awful. But when I'm hearing advertisements for certain types of thermometers so you can test yourself twice a day, when I'm watching television late night and I'm seeing ads for copper fit masks, I'm disturbed. I'm disgusted. I scream in my car alone. What is happening? What is this dystopia that we're living under? And I realize, this dystopia is going to be a reality until we all push back. And again, being out here in DC isn't a right or left thing to me at all. And unfortunately, the media is going to make it that way. Again, they talk about the far right Proud Boys. I'll tell you what, man, although I don't, play dress up and I don't join clubs like that, and I believe that we all have great individual power, I feel nothing but love from the vast majority of those guys. Nothing but love. And if you watched my last broadcast, right, before the big rally last time, I got Enrique Tarrio on my broadcast, and I asked him, tell the people why this is about love and not about hate. And right away, he kind of like joked around. He's like, no, it's all about hate. And he's like, no. So, he had a sense of humor about it. But I'll be honest, I didn't know who he was. I had no idea. I knew that Gavin McInnes had started the Proud Boys, and I remember the rules for joining, et cetera, et cetera. But to put somebody who's obviously of Hispanic descent at the front lines of this, number one, is a smart move. But number two, somebody that is embracing people. Guys, go watch that broadcast from about 3 weeks ago. I saw him hug like 10 people in a 2-minute period. And I waited at least through like 3 or 4 of those hugs just to talk to the guy. And then the guy not only gave me his time, but he was pleasant about it. He was joking, he was lighthearted, all that stuff. That's what I want to see in another human being.
In 600 feet, turn left onto 2nd Street Northwest.
Well, that's great. In 600 feet, we'll do that. But look, a lot of people think that when you get into these things, time, and that you can't have any enjoyment, and that this can eat you up. What eats me up is the fact that people don't realize that if we don't stand up, we will have less and less of those moments where we're smiling with one another, where we're hugging one another, where we have the independence to choose our own destiny. That is what this is about. Okay? It is about free and fair elections. It is about one person, one vote. It is about accountability. It is about getting rid of this vile, disturbing. Voting machines are used, and there is. Sorry about that, guys. We dropped out for another second. So once again, I was on the Weather Channel, okay? 103.5 out here. Weather Channel News. And it's, oh, this was, Trump is trying to get Pence to overturn the free and fair election. Just like Chuck Todd was telling you, there's no evidence of anything ever. When have these people done an independent investigation of any of the allegations made by people or the evidence presented? I'm waiting.
Take the next left onto 2nd Street Northwest.
Oh. Where is this 2nd Street? Oh, I couldn't go that way. Damn it. So where are we going now? Sorry, guys. I may have to drop this one a little bit sooner than I would have liked to, because again, it's so wild here in DC and so tough to get around, that's the next big thing, is getting out of here, getting back to my hotel room, so that I can start broadcasting again. So
in 600 feet, turn left onto North Capitol Street Northeast.
We will do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this video up. Guys, again, thank you all so much for the support out there. Thumbs
Take the next left onto North Capitol Street Northeast.
Subscribe, share, and if you can hit that GoFundMe, again, I couldn't do it without you. And we all know, I mean, I had several people come up to me and go, Jason, how are you still on YouTube? How are you still on YouTube? And I look at them and I say, I don't know. I don't know how I'm still on YouTube. But I say, maybe it's because when, they want to come after me, I literally put the facts right in front of them. I don't just say things. We do it live. We do it with evidence. We do it with white papers. We do it with mainstream articles. And we do clips of, Predator class members and minions bragging about their oppression of the general populace, bragging about trying to implement a dystopian future, a great reset. So maybe that's
continue on North Capitol Street Northeast for half a mile.
But I got to tell you, I'm not holding my breath, and I'm not going quietly, and I'm going to keep utilizing this tool, which again is the 2nd largest search engine in the world and the 1st largest video platform in the world. So while I can, we're doing it, and we're doing it live as much as possible. I love you guys, and I'll see you all on the flip side.